Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. In this video, we are going to present about small and medium-sized enterprise SME. Before that, let's first look at the overview. We are starting to introduction of SME, and in the content starting to current issue facing SME, economic contribution of SME to Malaysia, government support measure for SME, and SME loan rejection. First of all, for introduction of SME, we need to know definition of SME. You guys know about SME? Let me explain. SME are quantitative indicators like employee count and fixed capital, while qualitative indicators include management style, capital reliance, and locality. According to SME Corporation Malaysia, a small and medium enterprise SME is defined based on either sales turnover or the number of full-time employees, whichever is lower. In Malaysia, SME can categorize into two sectors, which is manufacturing and service and other sectors. Besides that, Central Bank of Malaysia has revised the definition of SME, which details are as follows. Manufacturing sectors define SME as firm with sales turnover not exceeding RM50 million or number of full-time employees not exceeding 200 people. Meanwhile, service and other sectors define SME as firm with sales turnover not exceeding RM20 million or number of full-time employees not exceeding 75 people. There are three types of SME, which is micro enterprise, small enterprise, and medium enterprise. SME are classified based on annual sales turnover and number of employees. Let's break them down by category. Firstly, micro enterprise are the smallest. For manufacturing, the less than 300,000 or total full-time staff not more than 5 people. For service and other sectors, it's the same as manufacturing sector. For the real example of existing Malaysian SME, Min Kueh Cafe in Penang, a small home-based business selling traditional kueh through Instagram and Grab Food. The type of this company is service, food and beverage F&B. This company has a less than 5 people and a sales turnover below 300,000 per year. Next, we have small enterprise. For manufacturing sectors, the sale from RM300,000 until RM15 million or full-time staff between 5 to 75 people. For service and other sectors, sale from RM300,000 until RM3 million or total of full-time staff between 5 to 30 people. A great example is Jeruk Pak Ali Sdn Bhd. Jeruk Madu Pak Ali is one of Malaysia's first choice of pickle beverage which originated from mostly fruit. This company has 65 employees and a sales turnover of RM300,000. Lastly, for medium enterprise, the manufacturing received from RM15 million until RM50 million or total of full-time staff between 75 to 200 people. Meanwhile, for service and other sector, the sale from RM3 million until RM20 million or total of full-time staff between 30 to 75 people. An example is SKY Resource Sdn Bhd, a company manufacturer of skincare and cosmetic OEM products. This company serves many local beauty brands with advanced factory operation and 150 plus staff.
There is few challenges affecting Malaysian SME, and the first one is rising operating costs. SME facing higher costs for raw materials, wages and utilities. Many businesses are struggling to maintain profitability. Secondly, regulatory and compliance burden. SME struggle to keep up with frequent change in tax. It has increased the administrative workload. Lastly, digitalization pressure. Many SME lack funds to implement digital tools that puts them at a disadvantage compared to a larger firm. Major issue that most SME are facing is operating cost rising. Operating costs refer to the ongoing expense required to run a business, such as administrative expense and transportation. It is rising due to high inflation. Malaysia has high inflation due to global economic instability that makes the cost of goods and service increase. It also rising because of the minimum wage increase that increased the labour costs. Many SME report higher payroll costs that strain their cash flow. SME responding it by using cost efficiency audit strategy by reviewing expense to eliminate waste and negotiate better supplier deals. Lastly, price adjustment strategy. SME selectively increase price where possible to maintain profitability. 7-Eleven is one of the SME that being affected by the rising of the operating costs. Based on the news article from The Age Malaysia that was published on 28 May 2025, 7-Eleven profit declined due to a higher cost. Net profit fell by 70.2% from 12.85 million ringgit to 10.63 million ringgit. This made the operating expense rose by 9.6%. Total operating expense has increased from 171.4 million ringgit to 187.8 million ringgit. 7-Cafe also drive additional overhead. With fresh food, higher operational are needs compared to regular convenience store, including food preparation equipment.
The next point is economic contribution of SMEs to Malaysia. For this part, we will discuss about the economic impact of SMEs on Malaysia's national development and the role of SMEs across different sectors. There are 3 points of economic impact of SMEs on Malaysia's national development. First is GDP contribution, second is employment rate, and the last is export volume. SMEs also play an important role in the nation's economic development. This is the latest data on Malaysian SME performance in 2023, released in 2024. In 2023, Malaysia's SMEs GDP contribution recorded a growth of 5% with a value added of 613.1 million or 39.1% of Malaysia's GDP. The SMEs growth surpasses Malaysia's GDP of 3.6%. Service and manufacturing sector are the main contributors, which comprise 84.8% of SMEs GDP. In terms of annual percentage change, the service sector increased 6.5% and the manufacturing sector recorded a growth of 1.5%. For employment rate, SMEs continued to register an increase despite a slower annual growth of 3.5% to record a total of 7.86 million person. Accordingly, the contribution of SMEs employment to Malaysia's employment was 48.5%, which grew 0.3% points compared to the previous year 2022, 48.2%. The participation of SMEs employment in the service sector was seen to grow throughout the year. SMEs employment in this sector grew by 4.5% to 5.09 million persons, mainly contributed by the increase in wholesale and retail right, food and beverage, and accommodation subsector. Last, the export of SMEs stood at RM 152.2 billion with a slower growth of 4.5%. The export of SMEs accounted for 12.2% to the total export, contributed mainly by manufacturing, followed by services and agriculture sector. The manufacturing sector is largely influenced by the decrease of 0.7%. However, the service and agriculture sector show robust performance, expanding by 24.2% and 13.7% respectively, cushion the overall impact of SMEs performance. Next, let's look at Jeruk Pak Ali as example. The business is started in Penang and now export to Brunei, Ireland and the Middle East, contributing to the 12.2% SME export share. It creates jobs locally, especially in Penang, with nearly 7.9 million jobs and with a 28% increase in revenue. It's aligned well with national SME productivity growth. To summarize, SMEs GDP share is rising. Nearly half of Malaysians now work in SMEs and export are growing steadily. These are strong signs of a healthy SME ecosystem. Jeruk Pak Ali represents a successful SME that reflect this national trend.
Small and medium enterprises SMEs in Malaysia contribute to economic growth by actively participating in key sectors such as services, manufacturing, agriculture and retail. Each sector playing a unique role in national development. Firstly, service sector is the largest contributor to SME activity in Malaysia, that accounting over 80% of all SMEs. Common SME activity in this sector include motor vehicle and motorcycle repairs, food and beverage services, transportation and logistics services. SME play a vital role in creating opportunities in urban areas. SME also often introduce new service bonus and make digital transformation to survive and grow, especially in fintech and e-commerce areas. For example, Telemi, a Malaysian SME that set up telehealth consultation, which connects patients and doctors via virtual during the COVID-19 pandemic. Not only that, service SME plays a role as a supplier and contracting to support larger businesses. For example, larger e-commerce and retail companies like Lazada and Shopee weren't able to serve customers across Malaysia efficiently. SME logistic partners like GNT Express or Hijaufen play a crucial role in getting parcels to doorstep, especially in rural areas. Next, manufacturing sector is the second largest contributor to SME activity in Malaysia for over 6% of all SMEs and contributes significantly to Malaysia's overall manufacturing activities, especially in food processing, metal products, textile, rubbers and plastic. Manufacturing SMEs play a role as supplier and producing intermediate goods, raw materials and finished goods. SME also support supply chains for large manufacturers. For example, rubber SMEs in Kedah, Perak or Johor supply rubber latex to top global factories. Some SME manufacture goods for international markets in sector halal products. For example, Pedagang Serge Intan as SME in Johor export frozen Malaysian traditional kuih to Singapore and Brunei. Agriculture sector contributed to SME activity in Malaysia for over 2% of all SMEs. In 2023, agriculture SME contributed around 9.1% to SME GDP. Although the agriculture sector contributes a smaller portion to Malaysia's GDP compared to service and manufacturing, SMEs play a vital role in driving productivity, ensuring food security and promoting rural development. Most agricultural enterprise Malaysia are small and medium-sized farms. They are even in crop farming, livestock and fisheries, forestry and logging, also agro processing. Agriculture SME help to maintain a stable and continuous food supply by producing extraction crops, livestock and fisheries products. Agriculture SME also developing a true entrepreneurship for encourage women to participate in agriculture. Lastly, the retail sector is one of the largest contributors to SME activity in Malaysia. It plays a crucial role in driving economic growth, creating jobs and ensuring accessibility of goods to the public. Retail is one of the components of the service sectors. Retail SME include in-store retailing, online retail, food and beverage, clothing, boutiques, and other more. Retail SME employ a large portion of Malaysian workforce, especially in timers and women. SME also improve market accessibility and consumer choice by open mini market to sell household necessity in areas without supermarket, especially in rural and suburban areas. Many retail SME have adopted e-commerce and social media selling, especially during COVID-19 pandemic. Home-based SME selling their products through TikTok and Shopee to reach customers nationwide.
Next, there will be 3 government initiatives in this presentation. The first one is the MSME Digitalization Grant Madani 2024. This initiative would be used to accelerate the digital transformation of SME and make it more accessible. This initiative would lead to more SMEs using digital tools like accounting software and inventory management. By using technology, SME can reduce errors, improve productivity, and boost growth. Micro businesses like roadside vendors and small retail shops like cafes would be their target. For example, for Surya Pest Control, who is currently using manual scheduling and paper invoicing, they could benefit from this initiative by adopting a digital marketing package, an e-commerce booking platform, and a cybersecurity services for customer information. Secondly, we have Tekun National Financing. This financing is used to facilitate the formalization of informal entrepreneurs to empower the underrepresented groups. Furthermore, to improve financial inclusion and stimulate regional economic growth. From this financing, there will be a greater business formalization since informal businesses would move to be SSM registered. Furthermore, the playing field in entrepreneurship would be equitable participation and there would be a development in competitiveness. This financing initiative is aimed at supporting micro-entrepreneurs located in urban areas of Sabah, Sarawak, and among the Indian community. Additionally, it focused on providing assistance to informal business owners and individual facing challenges such as ex-convict and people with disabilities. For example, a business called Borneo Delight Food Truck can use this financing to upgrade their kitchen equipment such as food warmers. They could also pay for SSM registration or ABKK food truck license fees. Additionally, they could create marketing materials like digital menu boards and social media advertisement. The last one is SME Bank Financing 2024. This initiative aims to support the growth of the halal industry and the export sector by helping SMEs to meet international standards. It also promotes a green economy transition by financing for energy-efficient equipment. This initiative provides SMEs with access to loans for working capital and capital expenditure targeted at export market. Furthermore, SMEs will receive funding if they decide to invest in green technology, promoting the adoption of environmentally practice. This initiative is for SME who want to pursue for international market or want to get a halal certification. For example, Bumi Herbal can use the finance to fund for a certification. They can also join export program to connect with export advisory or international customer. Plus, they can purchase for the green technology equipment that use a solar system.
These are 3 reasons why a bank might reject a loan application from a business. The first reason is when a company already has a lot of debt. If the company is spending a large amount of money every month to repay other loans, this leaves less cash available to repay new loans. From the bank's point of view, giving more loans to a company with heavy debt could cause repayment problems, especially if business slows down, so high borrowing can lead to a loan rejection. Next one is lack of strong collateral. Collateral is something valuable the company offers to the bank, like land, buildings, or equipment. To secure the loan, if the company fails to repay, the bank can sell the collateral to recover its money. If a business doesn't have enough valuable or easily sellable assets, or if those assets are already tied to other loans, the bank may feel unsafe and reject the application. The last reason is when a company's profits are unstable. For example, the company makes a profit one year but suffers a big loss the next year. This kind of performance makes it hard for the bank to trust that the business can pay back the loan regularly. Banks prefer companies with steady and reliable earnings. If the company's income goes up and down too much, it becomes a high risk for the bank.